I got yesterday, well, I ordered them separately, weeks apart, actually. But yesterday when I got home, it was a miracle. They both cubes were waiting for me. I got the old A2 and the Sheng Shou 4x4. So now I'm gonna do a little review. The A2, now I'll show you the cube a little bit. I'll stand up and do my routine here. I'll just do a little untimed solve here to show you how the cube works. And I think I found my cross. And that's the niceness of the cube. Kind of feels like a Type F, meaning that when I get to the insides of the pieces, I'll show you why. The pieces are spaced apart because if you look on the edges, there's these thick tracks for friction reduction. And so it kind of spaces the pieces apart a little bit, so where you can feel the in between of the pieces a little bit. So it kind of feels like the bubbliness of the Type F cubes. Kind of the same kind of feel. Although it's like square bubbles. It was a DIY kit when I got it. And when I was setting the tensions on it, I just kept tightening it, and it was just so loose, and it's so fast, it overshoots a lot. Like, watch. Well, that was pretty good, but there, it's so fast, it just overshoots. So it kind of makes the cube uncontrollable a little bit. It's really hard to control. You really have to, I would recommend this to more advanced cubers, because you really just have to have a lot of focus and control, kind of like the Ling Yun, Dion cubes, etc. Otherwise, you're just going to have a crappy solve, and you're going to end up popping. Doesn't really lock up. The cube doesn't lock up. It just pops. If you're not careful, it will pop like fuckcock. This cube, you have to tighten it and just keep tightening it and tightening it almost all the way, because it's just so loose. I don't know why they made it that way. It has a smooth, crispy feel at the same time. It's like a rough scratch, like feel. You can hear it, but at the same time, it's nice and smooth. It's just kind of like it glides, because it's so fast, and the pieces are spaced so far apart. Now, this is the old A2, meaning it does not have sealed edges. The edges are open like that, kind of like on the A5. Now, when I compare it to the new A2 with the sealed edges, they don't feel anything alike at all. Although, I have to say, I like the new A2 a little bit better. It's a lot easier to control. It doesn't have tracks. I'm carefully take an edge out here so I don't make one of those caps come off. This is a piece from the new A2. These are the ones with those caps with the tabs on it I showed you before. If you can see, no tracks on the pieces. It's just a lot easier to control. It doesn't feel the same at all. They're completely, they're both very fast. This is so loose and fast. It's just so incredible. I always get good times on both of these cubes, both A2s. I get great times on this old A2 today, just today alone. I just got it yesterday. Today, I got, I think, 5 14s on it, and they were all full step, no skips, and they were all H-perm solves, oddly enough, because I really suck at H-perm. So I do really well with this cube. Yeah, another cube I'm kind of comparing it to is the new A5. Comparing it in terms of speed, because this one's just so fast as well, and looseness, as this one's like kind of springy and bendy, and just no matter what you do, it cuts corners. I mean, it'll just cut everything, except when I try to show you. It just bends through it, like kind of springs. Well, that's kind of what the old A2 is like. It just kind of springs right through the corner. But if you're not careful, like I said, the edge in the back will pop, because what's happening is when you go to cut, this just keeps springing downward, leaving that giant opening there, so the back edge can just fall right out. The old A2 will not pop. I mean, the new A2 will not pop. This just does anything and anything. And I love this cube. Sheng Shou 4x4. Now, I'm pronouncing it Sheng Shou because a while back I found out that what everyone was calling Dian Sheng is actually pronounced Dian Sheng. So I'm going to assume that anything with Sheng looking word is Sheng pronounced. So this cube, I'm not sure about the tensions. I can't tell if it's too tight or too loose. Everybody, you know, all the reviews I've seen, it's either too loose or too tight. I gotta tension it. Now, I can't tell what mine is, so I'm just gonna leave it alone because I like it the way it is, kinda, but at the same time I feel like I need to mess with it. I can't explain it. It feels loose and tight. It feels really tight, but when I actually mess with it, it just feels really loose and fast. Now, I did lube it. I did lube it last night. It just feels a little rough, especially the outer layers, and I know why. I know it's all bumpy and whatever. It just feels kind of rough, and it locks up a lot. And I was watching the review on it from Firefox Freeze, and he was showing. I don't want to try to get it, but he was showing this lockup that it happens on the when you're turning the outer layers. The pieces just sort of, the center pieces just sort of kind of come out of alignment. They just twist, or not really twist, but they just, I don't know, they turn, I don't know, it's hard to explain. They just move out of alignment, and it gets stuck. Now, I've only had this happen once, and that happened yesterday. But the way I got out of it was to just turn the layer again, and it was fine. It just went back into alignment. And I took a few pieces out to look inside it to see why that might be happening. I can't figure it out. Nothing like that ever happened with the Maru, so I'm going to assume it's because, and I'll get a couple pieces out here. Well, there we go. I'm going to assume, if you can see that, if you look at the center piece there, I'm going to assume it's because of that hollowness right there. There's a big chunk in the middle of it cut out. I'm gonna guess it has something to do with that, and I don't know how, but it's a really weird lockup. I don't like that when that happens. But like I said, it's only happened to me once. Oh no! Oh crap! I was just putting the edges back in, and one of the inner pieces just pushed. I can't show you. One of the inner pieces pushed out. If you can see that in there, it pushed out. And I hate trying to get these back. Alright, this concludes the review because I'm going to have to... Wait, let me just see if I can fix this, and then I'll edit it. I'll edit out whatever is needing to be edited. Man, I hate... Oh, yay! It just popped back in. Just out of nowhere. It just popped back into alignment when I was trying to pull out a corner. Yes! So now I don't have to do shit. Alright. Good job, buddy. You guys think I'm fucking nuts. Alright. I'm just popping these pieces back in here, hoping that nothing else happens. Oh man, I got a center that I can't get back in. I hate doing this. Oh, come on, yes. Wait, last edge now. This is what happened before. Yes! Alright, here we go. So now, I mean, the cube's fine. It works just like the Maru. Same mechanism. I'm going to assume there isn't much different about it. Although it doesn't seem like the middle layer will come out of alignment like the Maru. I don't find any problem with that happening yet. So hopefully that won't happen. It's slightly bigger than an East Sheen. I can't show you that though because my East Sheen is currently disintegrated from one of my previous videos that you may have seen. And it's slightly smaller than the Maru, which I can show you. It is, if I line it up properly, it is just barely smaller. Hang on. They're lined up at the bottom, so at the top, wow, it's like really not much of a difference at all. It feels a lot smaller. Here's it. Here's the Sheng Shou and the Dion. If I can do it right, there you go. It's a pretty big difference, and I gotta say, the Dion is still my favorite. A lot of people don't seem to like it as much, mainly because it's big. But look at this, man. Come on. This thing just flies all over the place for me. It'll do anything I want it to do. It is big, I'll admit. But come on, man. That's great right there. That's obedience, if you ask me. I mean, I have the best Dion there is. It's just great. I love it. I love the Dion 4x4. I love the mechanism in it. I don't think they could have made a better cube, even with the popping. As long as you can control yourself, you won't pop. I don't pop very much at all. The only time I do pop on it is when I try to cut corners and I'm going wild, out of control, and it's just, it knocks one of the pieces out. I mean, I don't have any problems with it. The Maru, mine's pretty good now after using it for such a long time. It just still locks up sometimes on the middle when I do the inner layer turns. It catches kind of like you hear a like, I don't know, like that, and you got to go back and forth. Kind of annoying, but still my personal best of 118 is with the Maru. Not yet beating it with the Sheng Shou. I'm gonna try. As far as corner cutting and all that garbage, mine doesn't cut corners very well at all. For the outer layers, that's a half a piece right there. Well, it's a little more. That's a half a piece. It cuts that. Cuts a little more. It barely just cut almost a whole piece. It was having a really hard time doing it. The inner layers cut about a half a piece, maybe a little more. I mean, it's just doesn't cut very well. But then again, the Maru is about the same. That's about a whole piece right there. Mine's pretty good. My Maru is really good. Yeah, I can't complain. Dion. That's almost a whole piece. That was a whole piece, and the inner layers, whole piece for the inner layers. I don't know, man. I don't see the big hussy fuss over this Sheng Shou here. I like it because of its size. It's easy to control. It just doesn't cut corners very well, which causes a lot of lockups for me. I do like the stickers on it, though. I have really good color recognition with them. Just get a lot of lockups. I don't know. I don't think Dan Cohen was right in saying that it's the worst piece of junk quality puzzle ever. But at the same time, I can't agree with everybody else saying it's the best 4x4 in the world. I can't agree. So, that's the review, motherfuckers! Alright, and, by the way, I have ordered the A6, or the Ion Cube. That's coming, along with a black Guhong, just shipped today. So I should see it maybe by February sometime. And fucking, so now once I get that A6, I will have almost every Type A cube ever, minus the mini cubes. I don't really care about the mini cubes. But if you look over here, these are all my Type A's over here. I'll show them to you real quick. Here's just the regular A1, the old A1. I don't have the new A1. This one, I would say, pops more than any other 3x3 out there. But it cuts corners like a fucker. 45, like it's nothing. That's the most piece of garbage 3x3 there ever was. The A2, old A2. Doesn't cut corners very far. Well, maybe. Whoa, see, there's that back edge popping. But it's a hell of a cube, I must say. You just gotta get used to controlling it. It is very hard to control. And then there's the new A2. Awesome. There's the new A3. I don't have the old A3 yet, but I'm working on it, I assure you. Apparently it's just like the new A3. It's got the two little devil horns on the edges, but except the edges aren't sealed like this. They're just wide open like every other open cube. But this is a badass cube as well. Now, when you first get this cube, it locks up forever. It will not. You can't use it forever. But once you force yourself to use it a bunch, it gets better and better and better by time. Then I don't have the A4, and the new A4, there's only one guy I know that even has one, because they're not selling them for some reason. I don't know why. That little kid Jeffrey from iCube Mart has the new A4. They sent him one for some reason because he works with them for some reason, somehow. But I would be interested in getting one of those new A4s. I just don't know how. Now, when I was talking to Calvin from HK Now Store, I was letting him know that I was talking to someone, I'm not going to name him, who recommended to Calvin for wholesaling if I ever wanted to start a shop. And so I was talking to Calvin about wholesale prices, and he sent me this sheet of prices. And my God, the prices he was offering for wholesale was like $3 a cube, $3 to $6 per cube. But you have to order 100. That's the issue. So it was really great prices. But anyway, that's beside the point. But on that list of wholesale prices was the new A4, and it said sold out. Now, I don't know if that means it was released and he had some, or what, or if he just had it on there and it wasn't going to be released, so he put sold out. I don't know, but I really want to get one of them. I really somehow want to get a hold of one, and I really want to buy one of the new A1s from Pestvic or somebody that has one. I know Pestvic has one. Camcuber, he was going to sell me his, and then he backed out at the last minute. We were talking about it, and he said he wanted to keep it. Anybody that has one, I want to get it. I need that cube because I want all the Type A's. So I don't have the old A3. I don't have the old A4, which I don't care about too much because it's just like a bad version of the A5. Bad meaning the corner stalks are so thin that they can break very easily. And it doesn't have the two little bumpy things on the edge stalks that keep it from popping, whatever. I don't have a new A4. I'd like to try to find a way to get one somehow. Jeffrey won't help anybody, so I don't know how to get one. Then there's the A5. I'm still using this cube mostly, more than any other cube. And then here's my other A5. Now these cubes aren't locking up as much as they seem like they are. It's just really hard to hold your hands up in the air like this. And then there's the new A5. And then I'll have the A6 very soon. Well, very soon meaning like a month and a half from now. Whenever it gets here. That's it. Now, that's the end of the review. And now, something. Okay, now that I've had a few days to play around with this bitch, a few things, I guess. The stickers have started peeling and chipping and all that garbage. The cube, I was doing sexy move backwards, you know, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, you know, you can't do sexy move like you can on a Maru. There's my Maru. Here's the Sheng Shou. It's all slow and choppy. It just locks up too much. I don't know. The one thing is, oh, anyway, I was doing sexy move and fucking it fell apart. The two layers came off. So I went ahead and took it the rest of the way apart. Well, no, actually, two layers fell off. I rebuilt it before work, like in a hurry. So then I was like dreading, you know, all the whole time at work. I was like, oh man, did I put the corners in right? Oh man, am I gonna have to do it again? And blah blah blah. So fucking, I got home and finally got to check it out and solve it, and it was fine. The corners were magically in the right way. But then I wanted to tension it, so I tightened it a little bit, and then it was just acting all weird and lopsided and it was all uneven and shit. So I took the damn thing apart again. I took the whole thing apart and checked the core to make sure each side was even, because that's one of my ticks. I need it to be even. Every side has to be perfectly even. So now it's perfectly even, and all the sides are slightly tighter, so it doesn't pop anymore, hopefully. You know, I can't say it's my favorite 4x4. That would still be the Dion. But I can find pieces a lot faster on this just because it's smaller. It's less to look around. I just look real quick. It's like looking at a 3x3, you know. You just so that's one better thing that's better about it. Other than that, it's not my favorite. But I'm going to do a quick average of 5. Well, it won't be quick average of 5, but I'm going to do a 4x4 average of 5, and I'm going to use all 3 of my good 4x4s, the Dion, the Maru, and the Sheng Shou. So we'll see how we do. Alright. Okay, I'm going to start off with the Dion. Somewhere throughout this average of 5 is going to be a secret word I'm going to say. But you won't know when it's coming. And the reason for that secret word is so I know who's made it all the way through this average of 5. Alright, let me just make sure I can see this in the camera one more time. I can't have this on the screen as I'm doing the average because Cube Mania won't let me. So, okay. Looks alright. Oh, okay. Here we go. Alright, that time was 1:31. I'll do one more with the Dion. Shit. And you can see I've had not one pop yet. You just gotta be careful. God damn it, that was 143. Alright, next will be the Maru, which is what I'm using as a tripod at the moment. So I'm going to have to change that and check the camera and make sure it's still good. Okay, this is the Maru. This is the Maru. Alright. Don't ring the phone. Alright. That was the secret word. $132, and now I'll do 2 with the Sheng Shou, since that's the cube of review. I'll do 2 with this motherfucker. Hang on. Alright, now we're good. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Something happened. Like I said, I can't have the camera on the screen while I'm doing Cube Mania, because Cube Mania won't start when I hit the space bar and the camera stops recording. So that's what just happened. So I gotta fucking I'm gonna do the 2 solves for the Sheng Shou, and that'll be the end of the average of 5. 4. Alright. Spaniel Cocker is the real secret word for those who stopped watching this after the first secret word, because I'm a sneaky bastard like that. Alright, here we go. Fucking let's see. Oh, fuck. I don't know where I was. Shit. I hate when that happens. Yeah, okay, I see. That fucked up my time. Yeah, that's the one thing about this cube I really like, is that my look ahead for edges is so much better. F2L on 4x4 is always easier than on a 3x3 because your look ahead is so much better on the 4x4 because the edges are so big that they're just easier to see. So it always always helps to do your 3x3 on a 4x4. And that was a horrible time. 2:07. What the fuck, man? That was because I dropped the cube. And for those of you that don't realize this, you won't get parity just practicing 3x3 on a 4x4. You won't get parity unless you slice through the middles. That's what causes the parity, the fact that you're doing middle slices, because it's a 4x4. It's not just because it's a 4x4 that you're getting parity. It's just like a 3x3 if you do just 3x3 scrambles, just outer layer scrambles. I'm sure a lot of you know that, but some of you might not have realized that. Alright, last solve, here we go, and we can be done with this shit. I forgot what the fuck I was just doing. That's how burnt out I am, man. That's how fucking burnt out I am. Alright. Yeah, my look ahead is so good on this cube. I see the edges just like that. That's the only good thing about this cube. Yeah, that and the size. But that's why my look ahead is good. But I don't know though, because I never did well with the East Sheen. Just because that cube sucked, I guess. Fucking parity, man. Whenever I hand scramble, I don't get parity. But every fucking solve, on Cube Mania, I get fucking parity. Come on! God! It still sucked. 139. Or 138. Oh no, it was 139. The average was 138. God damn, man. God. That sucked some ass, cock. Spaniel cocker. Remember that shit. And forget about Gorgabolin Box, or whatever the fuck I said first. Alright. That's it. That's the review, the averages, and all that shit. A2, Sheng Shou 4x4. That's it. Go get 'em. And get the Dion 4x4, man. But when you do, watch my video so you can make yours not stiff like mine. No stiffness. Yeah, nice ass shit. Look at that. Oh, God, it's so good. It feels like the smoothest Type F and Type A1 ever. Oh, man. It's so good, dude. That cube is so... Oh, it's so good. Get it now, bitch. Let's go.